Good morning and welcome to the Mike Show for Sunday, May 31, 2026. 58 degrees at 8:58 a.m. and I am your host, Val Kamal, and I'm a sinner. And I'm powerless and my life is unmanageable. Humility and gratitude are the keys to life. It's always today, it's always now. My life is not my own. My will not be done. There's no reality but God, and the only thing we have to do is die. So how are we going to live today? How are we going to live today, Mackie? How are we going to live today, Gracie? How are we going to live today, Chloe? Where's Ruthie? Ruthie! And I hope and pray I can live from my heart a life based on faith and not fear. Look at Coke's on the move. Mackie, what are you cleaning up over there? Huh? What was on the floor? What are you eating? What are you eating, buddy? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Tough time getting out of bed today. We fell asleep out here at camp. And then at some point during the night moved upstairs. We're joined by Else and... There's Gracie. There's Gracie. I smell cat shit. Somebody must have been scraping their butt on the floor. Or maybe I'm sitting in it. Or maybe I smell me. I don't know. Anyway, it's a gorgeous morning out there, and I am so grateful for all that is green and growing and alive and the light and warmth of grandfather's sun. Oh, sweetie, what are you thinking, Koki? We didn't get out of bed until 7:45 this morning. They kept coming up to wake me up, and I just felt so good laying there, and Else was giving me a nice purr. And speaking of Else, this is where she's been laying. I've been falling asleep out here at camp, and I moved her little pink binky out here. So I fall asleep right here, and she lays beside me and purrs me. And that's like the high point of my day. Somebody shit on the floor. I'm telling you. I can smell it. Anyway. Oh, boy. So anyway, it's a relaxing morning. Had a couple cups of coffee. And I think I'm going to get into an iced coffee and get on a bike, but I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm thinking the fat bike out to Devil's Lake, but then again, it might be the Trek 950 out the rail trail and back. Maybe I'll drive to Devil's Lake later. I don't know. I just do not know at this point. I do know this. My blood pressure was, what was it? 114 over 76, and my pulse was 63. And that's not a bad thing at all, is it, Coke? The girls were pretty good about sticking around and showed up when it was time to come in. Yeah, look at that, Cokie. You're a good girl, aren't you, honey? You're a sweet, good girl. Oh, boy, here comes Max again. There's that Mackie. Come on, Max. We got to brush you. We did sit outside for a little while, but then Princess came in, and then Max wanted in. So that's telling me it was time for their morning treat, which they all enjoyed. Oh, boy. Yeah. I like it out here when the leaves are all on the trees. With a little imagination, I can pretend I'm out at a camp out in the woods. Ergo, that's why I call this camp. Hey, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need one more tree over that way to block that house. There used to be one there, and Koki used to climb it. Mikey used to climb it. They'd go up on that roof. Mikey was also on the roof at Smith's house. Uh-oh, somebody's crying. What's the matter? Who was that? Oh, boy. Anyway. Let's get into yesterday's thumbnail. That was Uncle Rascal. Uncle Rascal. Boy, what the hell? That stinks. I gotta find what that stink is. Welcome back. And I don't really mean that. And I didn't mean it when I said good morning either. So anyway. Yesterday's thumbnail was Uncle Rascal. Razzie and Chiefy joined our life November 19th, 1993. Day after we lost our beloved Yoda, our first cat that we had. We actually, years ago, when I was a kid, I don't know whose cat it was. It seemed like we took care of it for a little while. It wasn't very long at our home on Lockwood Street. And the cat's name was Hank, but we called him Henry for short. Oh boy. Anyway, Razzie and Chiefy were brothers I got from a farm out on Bloom Road from some people I knew, actually worked at the printing shop they owned. And when we lost Yoda to diabetes, came out of the vet's office, and I looked in my mom's eyes and I knew she was dying. I don't know why or how. I just saw it all in one glance. And she told me to get another cat right away. And my mom did end up dying about a month later on Christmas Day. But anyway, yeah, we got Mischief and Rascal. My buddy Kenny and I drove out to Bloom Road after I got out of work at Holiday Inn. And it was a rainy night. And we drove out there. And I remember when he dropped me off back at my apartment, I was wearing a leather coat, and on one side, tucked inside, like on this side and on that side, those kitties and I were sitting on the stoop. And what a world. What a life we had. And Mischief and Rascal were with me when I stopped drinking. They were in the last days of my drinking with me. And then through my sobriety, my early sobriety, they were in what I came home to. And they were the best of boys, and I taught them, or maybe they taught me, they could shake hands, they would come on command. I was even teaching them how to use the toilet rather than a litter box. I had read about it, and I think my brother told me about it too, and you just had to keep moving the litter box higher and higher on the toilet to match the level of the toilet, and they'd get up there and they started walking around and smelling and starting figuring it out, but then we moved, so I quit that training and that never ended up happening. But they would come on command. I'd call them and they'd be out in the backyard, and we were joined by Tui. They did shake hands. I could say slap 5, give me 5, shake hands, whatever, and they'd shake. And Chiefy was such a good, sweet boy. And so was Raz. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. They were good, sweet souls, so, and they are loved and missed. Maybe I'll say some more after this break. I don't know. And we are back again. I just checked on Else. She finished up her morning treat. Look at, there's all them Beba girls. They're on the hunt. They're up to something. They are up to something, and it's probably no good. So anyway, I already made an iced coffee, washing up some dishes. There it is right there. You got 8 ounces of espresso, your favorite dark roast, half teaspoon of sugar in the raw, and then you fill the jar with ice cubes, and you splash in some heavy whipping cream. And like today is Sunday, you drink one of them, it's Tuesday before you know what's happening. If you have 2 of them in one day, it could be another week or 2 before you come down from it. Years ago, the last time I painted this place, I had a day, I was just wound, and I was like in the best shape of my life at that time, I think. I'd ride a 17-mile bike ride in the morning, come and do some scraping and painting, take a break, do whatever else I had to do. That was the routine. And then after I was done with the scraping and painting and all that, I'd take another bike ride. So I'm riding 35 miles a day. I'm doing push-ups. I think I was working with weights, climbing up and down ladders. And I was just ripped. There wasn't an ounce of fat on me. I was skinny strong. And, oh boy, the one day I remember I was just drinking straight espressos, but I made 8 carafes of it. It was one of them long June days and working till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night because it was still light out. I remember being out there caulking that wall, using a flashlight to finish up. Those were the days. Hey, anyway, that espresso and the iced coffees will take you places you weren't sure you could go. It's getting back that is the tricky part. Oh boy, and we are back again. What are you doing, Gracie? Gracie! Gracie! Ruthie! And Coke's having second or third breakfast. So yeah, after coffee and wake up time yesterday, I hopped on my Trek 950 and pedaled out the nature trail and made that ride, that loop. Stopped at the library. Actually, yeah, I hit the library on the way home and picked up another James Lee Burke book. And you know what? Now I'm starting to think, I think I might have already read that one. In the Moon of the Red Ponies. Anyway, did I fail if that's the case? Been reading so many of his books, I'm not sure which ones I've read and which ones I didn't read. But yeah, I got home and I got a taste for a cinnamon roll, and there's a guy at Farmer's Market that makes some awesome cinnamon rolls. So after coming home from the long ride in the library, I pedaled over to Mishikua's Beach where Farmer's Market is and talked to Brad, the guy that bakes those rolls, and he was out of them. And he said, sorry about that. I said, hey, I was the one that didn't come in time. But I don't know, I'm thinking, might suggest to him, since you always sell out of them, maybe you should make a few more and cut back on the amount of bread you're baking. Because he had lots of different breads. Anyway, mostly just hung out here doing different domestic chores after that, hanging with the cats, spending time with Elsie. To the 8 billion of you who do not tune in on a regular basis, Elsie's 18 years old. That's how old Raz was when we lost Raz. And that's the longest we've ever had anyone, is 18 years. And else we're hoping it's going to be around for a lot longer. Hey, Ruthie. Hey, Ruthie. What are you doing, honey? So, yeah, we hung out here at camp. We went outside 2 or 3 times with the girls. They were pretty good about sticking around again, which I am grateful for. It was a long struggle to get them to do that. And they're wandering within acceptable limits when they do go somewhere. And I think Ruthie's even finally started figuring it out. We can be outside if we stick around here. Otherwise, he's going to chase us down and get pissed off. And then we get grounded. Hey, baby girl. Then you get grounded. And you don't like being grounded, do you? Well, I don't like grounding you either. But they've been grounded so many times, and I've only grounded them for life once. So, anyway, it was a beautiful evening. It's just a gorgeous time of the year to be up here when things are green, growing, and alive, and the fresh air and the smell of the leaves and everything green and the flowers. All of it's in the air, and you can smell it and hear the songs of the birds. The apples have bloomed. Lilacs are blooming all over town. Ours are starting up. What are you doing? You giving me a bath? And anyway, yeah, it's a good time of the year to be out and about and getting fresh air, and even sitting in your yard doing nothing. As long as you don't have to wear wool long johns and winter clothing, which we were in up until about 2 weeks ago. So anyway, I think that's all we got. We're going to go where that takes us and where this day takes us. We're going to make it up as we go along, aren't we, girls? Aren't we, ladies? Yeah, there's Coke. Can you say hi, Coke? So anyway, I think that's all we got. From the cold gray ashes and coals of my cold black heart, my broken, beaten, battered, bruised, bloody, burdened, empty, hollow, cracked, shattered, hopeless, forsaken, forlorn, bitter, angry, tired, resentful, twisted, convoluted, confused, grieving, happy, and grateful soul. Piss off. Happy Sunday, and thanks for not tuning in.